Got something to say, no matter the topic. Then come and join us on the Speaking It. Real.
Oh, sorry, I got caught. Yo, what's up, people? It's Speaking It Real. I know I haven't brought Carlos in yet, but I'll bring that guy in a minute. Hey, look, keep in mind there's the news today, which was heavy. Our buddy Donald Trump was found guilty. Carlos is laughing backstage. So we got that on top. We got mental health. I want to talk a little bit about it, and whatever else we talk about. You know how it is. How is it, Carlos? What else do we talk about, man?
Ingrown toenails, calluses, butt warts, and our disaster of an American justice system. Oh, by the way, hold on. I got props.
Ay.
Look at you. Listen to you. It's a USA hat. That's all it is. And you're freaking out. See, you're part of the problem, brother. You are part of the problem. Unbelievable. How could you get a reaction like that from this simple hat? See, that's what's happened to America, man.
Do you really think that's what's happened to America?
Oh, yeah, bro.
You really think so, man?
We're all too scared to represent.
I don't know about that.
Oh, well. I don't know, man. I mean, look at the hat. Admire it. See?
I'm admiring it. It's a USA hat.
Support of our nation.
What can I do about that? It's a USA hat.
Yeah, well, listen. Every country goes through these kinds of turmoils, and here we are.
Yeah, but you know what? We shouldn't be going through those turmoils. I'm sorry. There's certain things that I could relate to with other countries, but not turmoils like that. We should not be going through a turmoil like other countries. And this, to me, is getting to be very, very sad.
Sad. Interesting choice of words.
Sad. I think it's sad. I think it's disgusting. I think it's embarrassing as a country, as a nation, to have, I'm not gonna say a president go to trial, because I do believe that if you do wrong, you gotta pay the price, right? Regardless of what people think.
Right? Okay.
You do wrong, you pay the price, and it is what it is. But the way that this country is so fucking divided is just out of control. And that's part of the biggest issues that we have right now. That's how I feel about that part of it right now.
That's interesting that you say that, and those are good observations. I can't disagree with anything you've just stated there. But here we are. I mean, I got Twitter here right next to me, just kind of browsing through, gauging the temperature, and man. There's like a lot of just mudslinging going on right now. It's pretty bad. And that's just Twitter. Remember, Twitter is a tiny representation of the American of any population. It's a tiny fraction. But like most polls or anything else, you know, that we use to gauge temperature on things. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's a lot of animosity going on right now. Frank, let me ask you a question. I mean, you're going to have the side that believes that this was a setup from the beginning, that Trump was basically hunted down and persecuted and whatever, you know? And then you're going to have the side that feels that this is absolute justice. This was best thing to happen to America. Nobody's above the law, yada, 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 yada. I guess the question I have for you is, what do you think this does for Donald Trump and his chances at the election? Does this help him? Does this hurt him? What's your take on all that?
If you think this is not gonna boost him up, okay, it's gonna boost him up, but I am a firm believer is that the only problem that he's gonna have here that I see is that he's going to the people that were there we go. We find out on July 11th. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that he's gonna do the jail time. Okay, for one.
Okay.
And what I do think is that the people that he has not won over, okay, he might not win them over.
All right.
You know, because he had a chance if he was found not guilty, then his chances will be a lot bigger, a lot better to win those 50-50 votes.
Right.
Because right now, I think that he's on that 50-50. You know, he has those 50-50 guys, but now it just went from 50-50 to maybe a 40-60. Okay? Where now
60 in what way?
60 not in favor for him.
Because of the verdict?
Because of the verdict. Because of the verdict. Yes, he still can't run for president. I think that if he's in jail, I don't think he can. But if he doesn't do jail time,
no, even in jail he can. I believe he can.
In jail he can. Okay, so what happens? He comes out of jail to be president?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. We've never been here. That's what's amazing about all of this nonsense is that we've never been here. So we have a lot of speculations, wild theories, ideas, who knows, but we've never been here. Now, it's been an interesting lead up to this. I think we can summarize a few things and just based on what I'm reading. So shortly before this, I don't know if you heard about Trump's visit to the Libertarian Party convention. And safe to say that didn't go too well for him. But a couple things happened. He went over there, first of all. So those on the outside looking in saw what he did and said, you know what? He went into territory where he knew it wasn't going to be very favorable to him. And people admired that. Libertarians, I guess, were kind of split. Obviously, the ones that were there booed him, but the ones that were not there, others that I actually read Twitter a lot, not because I believe everything I see, but it's just a good gauge on temperature. And you can always dig in and do research on anything you see here to validate it or not. But a lot of other libertarians were like, absolutely, the man came to our house, and I respect that. Then they nominated a very leftist, woke candidate. And so a lot of libertarians that were on the fence about Trump suddenly jumped on the bandwagon. Now, with this verdict, you remember, libertarians are even more extreme than conservatives when it comes to little to no government. Now they see that all this government interference and now putting other candidates in jail, they're even more upset because they're like, oh, I see. So now we've got government interfering in everything. So I think that's helped them there too. You do have
now
large...
look. I'm sorry to interrupt you a minute.
No, it's fine.
And Ovidio Muniz, right, put Congress will need to amend the 14th Amendment and add that a felon cannot run for president.
And for that to happen, you need 2/3 of Congress to agree to hold what they call a constitutional convention before you can amend or change anything in the Constitution. Which is not going to happen.
But this is what I see screwed up in all this in total. A felon can run for president, but a felon cannot vote, correct?
Well, no, yeah, it depends, I guess.
Can he?
It depends where. Now, in Florida, you can.
Okay, so that depends on the state then. Because I know several years back there was something about that felons could not vote.
Yeah, no, in Florida you can. I think in Florida you can for everything except I think like murder charges. Like there's extreme felonies that still do not allow you to vote, and I would assume that might be the case with running for president too, but I don't know if there's any wording involved. But yeah, no, he can definitely still run. I mean, such a headache. I tell you what. And
in Connecticut you can, but it will be hard to get the votes. Right.
Why would it be hard to get the votes? In what way? In Connecticut? He'll answer that when he gets to. So I think an enormous amount of people who were on the fence, the Trump haters are celebrating, the Trump fans are angry. Those in the middle, though, I think they're really beginning to smell the abuse of justice, and I think it's working in Trump's favor.
Is it an abuse of justice to take him to trial for something he did?
Is it okay? Well, yes. If it's been done,
why
because it's been done a million times before by other candidates, and no one's ever gone to trial. Why now? Why?
Why not now?
Why is he so special? Well, Frank, do you believe in consistency in our justice system or not?
Sometimes.
Oh, wow. Sometimes? You gotta be kidding me.
I'm just kidding on that comment.
Damn.
But hey, here's Ovi's statement in reply to your question, right? There was a politician that went to jail, later ran for office, but received little votes.
Okay, so Ovi, I think we're talking about maybe a situational thing. So, for example, if a politician went to jail and whatever reason he went to jail was legit, the trials against him were legit, there was clear evidence and just on, and he's convicted, and then, yeah, later he wants to go and save face and try to run, sure. From what I've seen here, and again, I'm not the legal expert, but I can read tea leaves pretty well. And it doesn't even matter what network you watch. Obviously, if you watch more conservative-leaning networks, they had a field day crucifying the entire trial. If you watch networks that don't like Trump, they never really did... they were never really able to speak out on just how smooth or how clean this trial has been. They've actually talked about flaws. They've talked about problems. They were never as drastic as like Fox and all these other places, but no one that I can recall really was able to sit down and say, this has been an effective trial against Trump. They did everything right. Nobody has really said that. So you can read the tea leaves across the spectrum, and I think everybody smells the bullshit on this one. So back to Ovi's point, if you smell that the process to get you convicted was bullshit from the beginning, I don't think it's very difficult for you to get votes after. As a matter of fact, you might get more votes than before because you now have an appearance of prosecution and victimhood from the system, the very system a lot of us don't like. So I think that's how this is going to roll. There's going to be appeals and everything, but the real point is this. I think this happened for one reason, Frank. I don't think anybody even cares about whether the conviction is there or not, and in regards to his legal, and they know it's not going to stop him from running to be president.
Right.
The whole point is messaging, which is what the Nazis did. The whole point is messaging. From now on until November, anytime, any reporter, any story, anything that's going to involve Donald Trump, you can now add the words convicted felon. And that is what they wanted. So
you actually think that's what they wanted?
Absolutely.
You actually think that this country wants a convicted felon, right?
I didn't say they want a convicted felon. I said the opposition.
You think the opposition, that's exactly what they wanted? You think that wasn't,
Frank.
It wasn't just to go ahead and find the truth and an American way?
Oh, God, Frank. Yes.
No, dude, I'm being real honest on you on that.
And I'm honestly answering you.
I don't think how that will
Frank,
work.
Listen, think about it for a second. Just think. Hey, there's the man. Frank, these issues, these crimes, whatever you want to call them, they occurred years ago.
I agree with him.
Why wasn't he?
I agree with you.
Why wasn't he charged back then? These things happened in 17, 18, 19, 20, whatever. We're now hearing about it in 24 during the election. Frank, this is all timed. This is all well timed. As a matter of fact, Ovi, I think
happened then.
So you bring up the charges then.
Wait.
If Ovi commits murder,
payments. No, I understand. Yeah. They're saying that all the payments.
That shit happened in 11.
The payments happened in 11 or in 2016?
No, the payments I think happened, or the NDA, something happened in 2011. The payments happened in 17 after he was elected. So the idea that you're going to sit there and tell us that the hush payments were to affect the election, he was already elected. That shit doesn't fly. And none of this, a lot of this has just been real foul. But listen, man, again, the Nazis learned this, and we've learned it from the Nazis. Messaging is crucial. If I have presence, why have you disappeared us? Okay. If I have media presence and I have media clout and I can reach millions of voices, and I call Ovi convicted felon 1 billion times, it sinks in. And that's what they want. That's exactly what this was all about. We need to make sure we call this man a convicted felon before we get to the election so we can call him convicted felon 1 million times. And mark my words, from here on, Frank, any story you hear, any news, article you read, you're going to hear those words flaunted over and over. That was the whole point. Ovi, you're on, man. First of all, sorry.
This is a win for the Democrats. It's a win for Biden. And all the stuff you're saying is absolutely true. Or, in my opinion, I agree. Because the fact that everything, all the news coverage will be Trump, felony, everything's going to be in one sentence. And did you think, and I go back to here in the state that there was a mayor in Hartford who got arrested, right? He got out of jail and everything else, but he tried to run. He was the mayor. He tried to run for mayor again, and he didn't succeed. He didn't get. I mean, he was a small percentage of votes, and I feel like with this, it kind of mirrors. But then again, it's like I feel that Trump is a threat, dude. I really do, because all the secrecy that he knows, and it's taken forever. And you said it. It's taken forever. These crimes were committed years ago. They were mentioned even during his run for presidency, in which he won.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
And There's a lot of hush hush. It's all a game. This is like a sports event. Who's going to have the upper hand, right? And I think that now I think it's convincingly that Biden is going to win again, and it's not going to be a match. This is not a boxing match. This is like Mike Tyson versus that scrub Logan.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, right?
You know what this is setting up to be? This is what they're trying to do, Frank.
It could be even more riots too, to be honest with you.
I heard this somewhere, and it's the perfect analogy to what we're watching. Did you all see Gladiator?
The movie or the show?
The movie.
Right, yes.
You remember Gladiator? Frank, you saw Gladiator?
Yeah.
Remember the last fight with the Emperor? Where he stabbed him before the fight?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're watching.
Who got stabbed? Trump got stabbed or Biden got stabbed?
Trump got stabbed. Biden's trying to show up. They'll be like, hey, I got this guy. And he's like leaving him out there nice and bleeding before the fight even begins. That's exactly what we're watching.
I don't know.
It's exactly what we're watching.
That's correct. But
you don't have to like Trump. I'm not saying I don't care. This is the obvious, in my opinion, as to what's going on.
But so many people, and especially celebrities and everything, really dislike Donald Trump. And this is even before he even ran for presidency. Trump has ran for president for I don't know how many times. I think I was little still. And he always
did once
failed.
And then he dropped out.
Right. Every time he ran, he always dropped out. Right. It's like testing the waters. But he was successful. And the reason why he was successful is because he knew how to use social media. He knew how to say the right words. And personally, I don't know who that guy is. I don't know. But he knows how to play the game. Okay. You want Mexicans to get riled up? Call them all rapists, right? Oh, guess what? He's on TV. That's all you talk about. You want to bash woman? Okay. He's in front of the TV. He's going to do whatever he can to be in front of everybody's story. That's how you get your votes.
Right.
So now it's interesting to see, Carlos, because you said it could also be the other way. It could be his advantage. You're going to talk about Trump. You're going to put a felon in there. Well, how many people have felonies felonies can't vote? Okay. So, but there's a lot of persuasion going on to where he might get more votes. We'll see.
You do have a population of people out there who already had a jaded view of the system of being persecutory or unfair. And now they're seeing it happen to a former president. And they're like, F that. I'm going with him because I see what they're doing to him too. You know, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. It's as Ovi said, it's a win for the Democrats when it comes to public relations because now it's convicted felon Donald Trump. That's all we're going to hear. All we're going to hear. But have they pissed off too many people? That's the part we're going to eventually find out. And it's funny. Was it you, Ovi, that commented July 11?
Yes. I think the sentencing is July 11th.
4 days before 4 days before the Republican National Convention.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, Frank, this is my point, man. It's just, come on, man.
So watch this. You ready? Wait. I got even something better. You ready? I feel like that's soon. Because you said it before, to use an example, I committed murder. I go to court. I'm found guilty. And then all of a sudden, months later, I'll get my sentencing. But man, why so soon? Oh, something else is going on.
Exactly.
But I'm interested to see is, does he go to jail?
I don't know.
And his status, do you think he's going to jail? I don't think so.
I mean,
my question is this. How is he being sentenced? Is it by the judge or is it by the jury?
Well, they're going to look into the severity of each felony, which honestly is one check at a time. And
he lost 34-0, by the way. He got shut out, man.
Which was expected. Remember what the instructions were from the judge. Like, it's like for me saying, okay, Frank committed some kind of robbery, but he might have done it at 7-Eleven, he might have done it at Wawa, or he might have done it at Circle K. You don't have to find him guilty on one specific one. You can find him guilty on different ones, and it will all count. Like, you're kidding me. So we're not sure. So 3 of us are not sure if he committed a robbery at Wawa, but we're sure he committed it at Circle K. Another 3 of us can say he did it at Circle K, but not at this other place. None of us have to agree on where the crime occurred, but if we agree a crime occurred somewhere, then he's guilty. When have you ever heard of that being part of a proper way to decide if somebody's guilty of a crime? But that's exactly what happened here. So, there's just so much crap with this trial. It's you can't blame people for thinking it's a clown show, because that's what it is. But now we can call him convicted felon. We got what we wanted. That's the way I see it, man. And so I don't know. I have just been looking up and down the feeds, and you got a lot of millionaires coming out all of a sudden talking about, yep, I just donated $500,000 to Donald Trump. I just donated $800K to Donald Trump. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money coming in all of a sudden.
Well, that's what's happening now. That's what's happening now.
And so I don't know, man. We'll see. He's going to do a speech tomorrow at 11. And now there's no gag order. The gag order's done because the trial's over. So I'd like to see how honest he's going to be.
No, he ain't going to be honest.
Oh, you don't think?
No, he didn't. Did he speak in his trial?
No.
Then he's not going to talk about it.
No,
he's going to
move. He can.
He's going to blame. He's going to be like,
oh yeah,
this is all messed up.
Right. But now he can criticize the judge and criticize his daughter openly and all that other stuff that he was gagged to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to have a field day with that. Oh, and Frank, we didn't even go there, Frank, about the judge and his daughter. I think we talked about it once before, but you do know the judge is an avid supporter and donator to Democrat causes and groups. His daughter gets paid millions to run. I think she runs Twitter accounts for a few Democrat politicians. I mean, that whole family is compromised with support for Democrats. How they were not recused, I have no idea.
I don't even know.
I mean, imagine.
That's crazy.
I'm half Cuban. I'm part Cuban, and my judge is like completely anti-Cuban. That's the guy I want deciding my fate. Come on.
You're innocent. Don't worry. Another thing that I'm curious about is, and I had mentioned it, you guys posted it on your show, was the 14th Amendment. And we could go back to when Frederick Roosevelt, remember, he was the only president to do 4 terms. The thing is that he couldn't complete his 4th term because he passed away.
Right.
And then they quickly changed it to where only 2 terms could be served for president. Being in this situation, we were talking about, this is a history in the making, because now we're going to see what's going to happen next, because we've never seen this before. Right. Mm-hmm. And so will Congress, and you're right, with just 2/3 rules and everything else, but will Congress entertain to where they amend the 14th Amendment and say no felons can run for presidency? Because if a felon can't vote, then why would a felon run for president?
I agree with that, and I'm sure that conversation will come up. Mm-hmm. I guess the only thing that kind of scares me is that I think you still need 2/3, so I don't think there's enough. But you have a lot of rhino Republicans who would love to do away with Trump because they love the system as it is now. The whole money laundering, feeding it to countries, starting miniature wars and skirmishes so that you can launder money here and there. They love that stuff. Trump's the only one that's going in there going, no, we need to stop sending money. They don't like that. They hate that. So
when you touch their money, they get mad.
Exactly. I mean, there are reasons There are reasons more than his attitude as to why people don't like this man, and it's
But sometimes he does it to himself.
and that's okay though. I mean,
but still, I mean,
Ovi,
you bash it so much. You never seen a president go in front of a public speaking and just start bashing. Like, you have no what is that word?
filter.
Tactic.
Yes. There's no filter with him.
But that's what we
Speak your mind.
appreciate. That's what we. That's personally
No,
what I appreciate. I told Frank, we had this conversation I think 2 shows ago, where Frank was also the same, sounding like you, talking about but how he sounds and how he says it, and I'm like, I don't give a shit how he says.
You can't say, you're not saying things politically correct.
Dude, it's the delivery. It's the delivery.
The delivery
It's
is what
very
allows
different.
us to buy the bullshit. Like, when you
Dude.
make things sound sweet, you're more susceptible to be suckered into hearing bullshit and thinking it's
But
okay.
he doesn't
You know
make
what it
anything
is?
sound
You know what
sweet.
it is that we had Obama.
Ah,
Man, when he starts speaking, I'm tuned in, man. I'm
and
sold.
I didn't
I'm like,
fall for it.
okay.
I'm like, oh man, this guy.
Because you're
Then
gonna
you went
speak
from
now.
him,
That's why you didn't
then
fall
you
for
go-
it.
No, but he was.
You're
a
Wait.
Trump.
Trump
Hold
wasn't
on.
even around. Trump wasn't even a
But it
part of
doesn't
the
matter, bro.
conversation.
You are a hardcore fucking
The bottom
Republican.
line is, you could smell Obama's bullshit a mile away. You just knew that it was all pretty words and nothing, a bunch of
Right,
emptiness.
okay, and then
But
all
like
the
Ovi said,
Republicans, and
like
then all
Ovi
the
said.
Republicans don't have bullshit.
Oh, of course
everybody
they do.
has BS.
Come on, bro.
Everybody does.
I thought
But
George
the
Bush
thing
was the
is
same
the way you deliver it, you could always
the
try to
delivery.
convince someone. You can. Well thought out speeches. The writers did what they had to do. But with Trump, I don't know how many writers ever got fired.
I don't know.
Because none of that was scripted.
What I'm hoping people begin to understand from this is that this very concept of politics, what we're discussing right now, is probably the least important thing you should be focusing on. I mean,
It's always a distraction to something bigger. That's
right,
all it is.
Exactly. And so when we talk about, like you said, Obama's perfect delivery, which I didn't fall for, but you're right, many people in this country did, and Trump's rough and just awful delivery, call it what it is, but what were the actions taken? What was done? All right. And so I'm hoping people just begin to wake up and understand that sweet speeches and good words are a load of bullshit.
No, but our country needs is an actual leader. And that's something that we lack of. And I don't care who's the president of the United States, the leadership is not there. And you want to say there's a lot of distraction here and there. Is our country safe? There's a lot of stuff going on outside our country. Okay. With Iran's president in the helicopter crash, who's going to be the next leader there? How's that going to affect us? All right. The war in
How
Ukraine.
extreme are they going to be?
Why is that not over? What's going on there? Okay. Is China going to invade Taiwan? There's just so many things. Korea, all of a sudden, is not even talked about, but Korea is still testing weapons and missiles and stuff like that, which every year is always the same crap, right? And then with our own land, there's just too much racial justice issues and everything else. Is like, man, if the United States was a human person, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, we're tapped out. So where is that leadership? Where is it to where the Americans and people that live here feel safe? I mean, our highways, not to change the subject, but our highways is not safe. Our roads are not safe. People going 100 miles per hour. In our state, in Connecticut, we have a record of people going the wrong way on the highway. I mean, we've never heard that before. You know?
I thought that was a Tampa Bay issue.
Man, they legalize. No, listen, they legalized weed, and all of a sudden we're all driving the wrong way. I can't make this up. You know, one, it's in the blue moon. Is okay, it's a tragic. But man, every other time, like today, sad to say, rest in peace. And I know our state is in mourning. We lost a state trooper because I don't know the whole story, but the trooper had pulled somebody over, and now a guy was driving, probably wasn't paying attention, hit the state trooper. The guy died. The cop died at the scene, and then the guy ran away, but they caught him. You know what I mean? So it's a tragic. Like there's just so much things that's going on around the world. Like I feel like sometimes politics is probably the last burner, man, because in our local area things are rising. Crime rate is rising. It's just, man, it's terrible.
What do you attribute that to, Obi? It's easy for me to blame Democrats, but that's because I'm jaded. Even though a lot of the noise you do hear does come from blue-run cities, and I know Connecticut is quite blue.
It's all blue. But I tell you what, and I always said this because this is not the first time I got questioned on this. Even my oldest son asked me, "Yo, how come people do this happens and this happens? What could people do and stuff like that?" Listen, when so many people are worried about the top, they don't worry about what's going on at the bottom.
Local politics, right?
When we preach about perseverance and resilience and stuff like that, you know, or this terminology, we say when you hit rock bottom, what do? You got to climb right back up, right? So in politics and stuff like that, who is the lowest politician?
City council.
It starts right there. Yeah. No one's ever talked about it. Your own town. You can't control the world. You can't control the country. What you can control of is that one piece of land that you're at.
Right.
So is your area squared away? Is your mayor doing what it's supposed to be doing? Is your people, is that whatever you're doing spreading across the state? Right? And then let's look at the state. Is the state doing what it's supposed to be doing? And then once that's taken care of, and does that spread all over our country? And I say this again, is like everywhere you go, there's always issues, but everyone wants to point fingers to the top, but they don't want to point fingers what's in front of them. That's the biggest problem today.
I think the Judgment Day invaded Carlos because he just turned purple.
It seems like Hector reached out and touched you over there from the HSW Show podcast.
There we go. Look, you know what? I looked up that cop in Connecticut that was killed. What it was is the guy driving the pickup truck, his tires were on the right side. So he hit the cop. That's what happened there. Now, I'll tell you, and I'm not sure if you guys have it, but I'm sure you guys do. You guys should have that move over law. Right?
No, when the cop is on the side, you're supposed to move over to the next lane. Right? But it's just a lot of crazy drivers.
It's either move over or you gotta lower your speed to like freaking a lot less.
Slow down. And you're supposed to. Yes, even in construction sites and everywhere else, the lights are on. So you're supposed to slow down. But that's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's it's a common sense rule that people don't. And it's happened today.
I see.
Earlier today, and I was leaving work. I'm like, man, I see the sign saying between the exit and the other exit has been closed. It was shut down on both sides of the highway, and traffic was really, really crazy. And anyhow, it's sad to say that trooper had passed away. 9 years on the job, and it's a tragedy because not so long ago we lost a local town in Bristol, Connecticut. 2 officers died, and the third one that was shot ended up killing the suspect. It was an ambush.
I remember that.
Right. And
I think we spoke about that on the show.
Right, because I knew one of them that got killed, not personally, but I've associated with the person. And again, it's a tragic that someone that's serving the states, you know, paying the ultimate sacrifice because a situation like that could have been prevented.
Yeah, so, I mean, look, just touching up on, because dude, you spoke a lot. I couldn't even get a word in, but I kind of figured I'll let Ovi just run, you know, do what he does.
What I do.
You're
I'm
speaking
speaking
it
of
real.
real with you, baby.
You're speaking it real. So I had to
Welcome,
let you
welcome
know.
to the show.
But I'll tell you lately what has me bent out of shape, and it reminded me today on the news. We're speaking with the Haitian government right now, or not the government, or the
You mean
militias,
the gang leaders?
the gang leaders, right?
The government, right?
Okay, whichever. No, but it's the gang leaders because they killed two American citizens over there that were on a missionary, church type mission
Yeah,
over there
yeah.
to help with the poverty over there.
Oh, right. The couple.
To go ahead and return the bodies of those two individuals. They were a married couple. Okay, I'm sorry. And if you're gonna go ahead and kill two Americans over there, and now we're gonna go ahead and have discussions on, hey, please bring the body back, blah 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 blah. Dude, why don't we go in there and just raise hell? That's my opinion. My opinion is go in there and destroy these people. To me, it makes no sense to sit there and talk.
So you're saying war is the answer to situations like that? You're gonna
I
spend
believe
billions
I
of
believe
dollars to send troops over there just for that action where there's other things around the world that's much worse.
I think well, I think that if we put a stop to a lot of things that are around the world that are much worse, stuff like that won't happen. I do think that instead of us going over to, instead of us keep
Mhm.
sending money to Ukraine, we're spending the same amount of money as we're going to go over there and take care of them, because that's what we're doing. The only thing we're doing right now is using our money to support their war. We're not having our own casualties, and I'm okay with not having the casualties, but I'm not okay with supporting their war because it's not our war. And if we're going to support the war, we might as well be in there, all right, and handle the business.
I understand. But when we
Because
went to war with Iraq and Afghanistan,
Mhm.
other countries supported us. Yay.
Some did, some didn't. It was a
Right.
50-50 deal. Um
But
yeah, that
just
was
saying that why and again, I don't know all the details. I don't know the fundings. I don't have the numbers. You know what I mean? But I understand your point of view. It's not our war, but it wasn't their war, yet they still support us. I see it that way too. So, but that's a lot of money. And
it's all
our
about that money.
That's
It's
the thing.
all
A
about
we're,
the
lot of
we're,
money.
money.
Money's going all over the place.
and you
That's the
know who's paying
problem,
for it.
Frank.
You know who's paying
See,
for it.
see, Frank. Now you're kind of beginning to to get to the root of the problem, and part of the reason why they hate Trump. The money's going everywhere. That is a great line. You should quote that.
Hmm.
If somebody wants to come in and say we need to stop having wars, what he's also essentially saying is we need to stop having the money going everywhere. And there are too many suits in Washington that do not like that idea.
Hmm.
And so this is kind of part of why we are where we are. I mean, you got to remember, you can say Trump is a Republican. I mean, that's the party he ran for, sure. But if you're going to sit here and tell me that there were not arrows and knives aimed at his back from both parties, you're a fool.
Well, for what I witnessed, there was a lot of kiss asses.
Sure. Everybody's got to play the role. Everybody's got to play the part. And there's psychology. We all know that Trump, to a certain degree, enjoys getting his butt kissed. So you're going to do that. But, as soon as the door
He's still on
closes,
an apprentice and he starts firing everybody.
right. You turn around, and sure enough, it's a whole nother face to your personality and attitude with regards to how you feel about him and stuff. So man, That is an issue though, and I don't know if it's gonna be a while before that issue gets addressed because these people can't live without our money. Number one, and number two, without I'm gonna keep forgetting. Without sending that money all over the place. Like they send it rapidly, they send it in large chunks, and they send it to a bunch of countries. Half of them we don't even know where they're going. And you honestly think that wherever we're sending this money is actually staying there and being used appropriately and properly and for the purposes intended? Bullshit. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. So yes, when you come in and you start singing that you want to stop wars, you're already a threat to the system. And you know, that's why a lot of us like him. See, that's the whole point. We can get past his delivery. And oh man, I was hoping the confetti would come out.
No, yeah.
We can get past.
Your place is already turning purple, so that's confetti.
Yeah, you're
enough.
turning purple. What's going on with you today, man?
No, man, just the light, and I think because you changed the background, everything's a lot brighter now.
Oh wait, okay. Well.
Background.
Yeah, the background of the chat. See, I'm not that purple now.
You still. You look like Barney right now.
Damn, Barney. Well, hold on. I can fix
that's
that.
Better. I look better now.
Yeah, it is here.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Yeah.
I'll make
made a big difference. Yeah.
More red there.
Yeah.
How's that? Now I'm pink. But anyway, I don't know, man. We'll see where this ends up. We'll see where this goes, but I'm hoping he's pissed off or they've pissed off enough voters to oh Jesus, great. Enough voters to do some damage later. And we'll see.
I don't think so, man. I think those, the voters that were on the fence are the ones that he had to gain.
Well, then you're depending on voters not seeing the injustices or the bullshit that occurred in the process. If you have people, which they're out there, you have people who are like, oh, the system did its job and now we know for sure he's an absolute felon. Sure, I'm sure he lost those votes. The real question is how many people saw this process as an honest, well thought out, carried out process. As far as I know, unless you're an absolute Trump hater, not many, if any.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. Go ahead.
Not many, if any. Again, just my ears.
I think just to change it up a little bit. I'm trying to go back to your first discussion about Trump and his sentencing and stuff like that that's happening July 11th.
Right.
A felon, has there ever been a felon not go to jail?
House arrest.
Yes.
Probation.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to jail, man.
No, I wouldn't be surprised though if they try to pull some kind of house arrest probation nonsense because that would limit or restrict his
your ass is gonna be if he gets elected, then his time will be stuck in the White House.
Oh no! Oh well, he'll just pardon himself and be like "F you" in a bag of chips.
but look, watch it. Does Trump really need to go out there and campaign?
Why not? You got to.
Right, let's say he gets house arrest.
At this stage, it is because this is the year we vote. Yes.
Okay. Did he do much campaigning? Okay, or much of the debates.
Well, debates, no, but he has campaigned.
He's campaigned
throughout that time. Yes,
right, but if he's on house arrest, okay,
man's gonna have the most popular podcast in the universe.
Watch his Truth Social.
Yeah.
Go. Boom.
He'd be a fool money that he not to hop on back, X though.
And all the money that he has to pay back, he's gonna make it through Truth Social.
Then he'll cover the other,
Okay?
the money trial because they tried to get him that way too. I mean, you have to have gonads to sit there and tell America that Mar-a-Lago is worth 18 million. You have got to be kidding me. I mean, dude, there are houses just a few blocks away from here that are worth like 7 that are nowhere near the size of Mar-a-Lago. This whole thing stinks to high heaven, dude. and if you have an open mind and you're not jaded by your disdain for his delivery, you would see this clearly.
No. Hold on a second. Hold on. Because you're there talking fucking shit at times. All right.
Am I?
When you come up, oh, jaded by his delivery and blah 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 blah.
No, I said jaded by your disdain for him. In other words, no matter what happens, you don't care about this process. You're just glad with you're happy with the end result. You don't care how you got there. If you're that person, there's no saving you. Nothing can be said. Nothing can be said.
I'm okay with the process of how you got there, or how you got here, because again, if you're wrong, you're wrong. Now, wait. Stop shaking your head, telling me no.
Yeah,
Because at the end, I'm still gonna make sense.
Yeah,
All right?
one
And
of
if I
3
don't
boxes
make
on the
sense, I'll
screen,
make
man.
All right. All right. Look, it boils down to that. Yeah, he did what he did. Should he really have been prosecuted now? Probably not.
I'm still not even sure he did what he did, though. I mean,
I'm just surprised. I just in shock that it's lasted this long.
I mean,
it was prolonged. It should have been done and over with.
The only thing I found out from this trial was that his lawyer, the same person that went in there to like try to paint the picture of a crime, was the one who actually committed a crime and stole money from him. That's the only thing I got from this trial, was that Trump was robbed.
Hey, so watch this. Since we're talking about trials and stuff like that, I was just reading this and I started laughing inside, but I didn't want to ruin
inside.
A judge stunned him. Here's the spill here. Judge stunned when man with suspended license joins court in Zoom call while driving. Home was on a Zoom call driving a suspended license.
Dude, I saw that story. That is amazing.
Talking to the judge.
Wait.
Come on,
bro,
man.
You have a
this
court
happened
date.
in Michigan.
In Michigan, dude, you have a court date with a judge involving your license, which is at that moment suspended. So you technically don't have a license. They call you. Did they call him or he called the court? I forgot. That's the only part I don't remember.
Yeah, it just says that. Here's the deal. It says the county judge Cedric Simpson revoked Harris' bond and ordered Harris to turn himself in at a
that was the end result.
Jail.
The only detail I don't have for you, Frank, is if he called into the court because he knew he had the appointment, or if the court called him.
He had to have the link.
Right. He had to have the link. So I would assume you're right. He called into the court and he did it from his phone while he was driving in his car. The judge is like, wait a minute.
I'm reading it right now.
Are you telling me this man has a suspended license? Ergo, he has no license. And he's calling me from his car. So he straight up told
Watch this. You ready? Not only you think is suspended, but now you're being distracted behind the wheel. That's a big no.
Man.
You mean to tell me you couldn't pull over?
No bond.
Zoom has a background.
Yeah.
You tell me you didn't know how to background and shade everything.
You could have put yourself on vacation somewhere on a beach.
Dude, I would have been like, yo, I'm not even in the States, Holmes. No.
Would it have worked though? I mean, think about it. The background, hold up. The background is for the background. Would we, unless you position your camera carefully and you're smart.
Well, you're able to.
You would have caught the steering wheel.
But you're able to. Well, yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
because it's that close.
Exactly.
It's only the background. And
That's what I'm
he's an
thinking.
idiot. He
Dude, you know
deserves
what?
it.
You know what? I have it right here.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. And the judge's face was like the look on the
Yeah,
judge's
just fuck.
face was priceless. Yes.
Mm.
look at the judge.
That judge is like zooming in. That judge was in detail, man.
Like, wait a minute,
Oh, come on, bro. Look at the angle. Got
Yeah.
seatbelt on and everything.
man. Oh,
You're done.
yeah. There's no way background would have
Yeah.
covered that. he
Look at him. He looking everywhere.
I wish I could get the sound, but I can't.
Nah. You're good, man.
you don't but his face is all you need. He's like, look.
Mhm.
Stationary.
There it is.
I'm pulling in right now.
I'm pulling in right now.
Yes, I am. All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in
This
this
is just
matter,
funny to watch.
up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driver with a license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving,
You
and
didn't get his mouth, dude.
he didn't have a license.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Somebody clarify this for me.
The charges, Your Honor, yes.
no, I'm looking at
Yes.
his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended, and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
At that point, the guy's like, uh-oh. he
Look at
got
his
that
face.
look.
Yo, here's the biggest meme in this country right now. This is gonna go viral on TikTok. I'm
Oh
telling
my
you.
God. What a show. This was
That's
great.
That's still
No.
going?
No, there's more,
Yeah,
right?
it's quiet right now.
He's just kind of like writing his notes like,
Oh.
this
Hello?
is what just happened.
What did he say?
Hello.
A minute, Mr. Harris.
He knew.
He's like, fuck. He's like, I'm in trouble. I'm done.
You got
Oh, man.
he
The
is
judge-
now the
The judge,
biggest.
he's looking at the time like, all right.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is turning himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Threw it
Thank
at
you.
him.
Your Honor. Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
Oh, look at this look, dude.
Gotta be kidding me.
Done. I mean,
Yeah.
look, that has to
That-
be one of the
The
most
dumbest-
stupidest
Yes.
and dumbest
Yo.
things to do.
Yeah.
Right? If you're gonna go to court, okay, on a Zoom, and you have a suspended license, how stupid could you be?
That's worse than trying to do an interview with just dress up shirt and no clothes in the bottom. You know what I mean? Doing a Zoom meeting.
But that's okay because no one, you see from here up, no one's gonna know.
Mhm.
But like, come on,
Mhm.
Bro. that was a sight. An absolute sight.
You see, I love his reaction though. Like
You
that
know,
was the reaction. Like I just got busted.
Still though, you're right. Like, you have the Zoom link. Man, you could have just pulled over and walked outside.
Yeah, it'd be
Like,
like
that's
I'm
all you
still-
had to do.
I think if it wasn't for that, whatever it is he was being charged with would have been like, I'm done. Like you're forgiven or something, you know. That's why we have drivers driving the wrong direction.
I experienced that one time.
We were
I
just
tell you-
talking about it.
I was at a friend's band rehearsal. We were chilling at a music studio. This was back in Miami. And I'm heading up north on the turnpike toward Tamiami Trail. And sure enough, man, you're just driving there. It's nighttime too. So, and you see headlights coming in front of you on the turnpike. I'm like, it takes your brain a minute to realize how wrong that image is before you realize you might have to react. Because you're like, why do I see headlights in front of me on this road?
That's why you gotta be careful, man. Because
Man.
You see something like that, pull over immediately.
He luckily he was in a different lane and he just zoomed by us, but I was like, I just saw a car going the wrong way. Like, wow.
Thing is, there's just too many deaths here in our highways and stuff. So, I mean, the worst one I think it was here in our capital in Hartford that 2 passengers were going the wrong way and they hit the car with 4, and everybody died. And it looked like the iron, like there was nothing, no evidence, like everything was flat. It's the most ugliest scene you could ever imagine.
I bet.
And then that same day, and another highway crossing over the same intersection was the same type of accident, another wrong way driver. So like right now they're trying to build something at each ramp to send an alarm to the driver that you're going the wrong way. So they're investing in a lot of money trying to improve the highways and stuff. But still,
I mean, improve the highways. I'm not sure if that's the answer. I mean, don't get me wrong. Good, new and improved highways are good for everybody, but what are you possibly going to improve that's going to stop me from going in the wrong direction?
Supposedly they have done this in other states.
Are the wrong way signs not big enough?
Well, that's the thing. Is like I've been driving for I don't know how many years, and that's like I've never went in the wrong way. Not on a highway. I mean, I went in the wrong way in a driveway. Those driveways it goes enter and but not on a highway. And you got GPS these days that it tells you when to turn.
I mean, but not everybody uses a GPS. I mean, out here in Miami, I don't use a GPS to go anywhere.
Well, you know where you're going, dude. Come on.
Exactly.
If I was there, I'll be using my GPS. So
right, but I guarantee you.
But most of the time, majority of the time that I see on the news is they're always under the influence, and that's bad.
So I don't know what kind of road improvement you're going to do to fix the problem. Is what I'm trying to get at. I mean, if I'm shit faced,
well, it's not even shit faced. It's you high. You're high,
drunk, high, name it. What are you going to do to the road that's going to make me understand that I'm going the wrong way?
Oh, read that again, Frank.
The entitled. The thing is that people are so entitled these days. They only care about themselves. I think she's talking
about our conversation.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Or else she's high too.
Frank, are you okay, Frank?
I'm good.
At least he's high too.
No, are you crazy? She's never even smelt it, I don't think. No.
Dude, you guys live in Miami. I seriously doubt that.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
What's drivers? See, told you. It's a topic.
I don't know what.
I don't know. Yeah.
When you get an update on these improvements, I'd like to know what has Connecticut done to improve the road.
Yo, I got you.
That is going to make me be like, yo, I'm on the wrong side. Thank you, Connecticut Highway Department.
Well, when you think about it, what could you really do?
That's what I'm asking. It's exactly what I'm asking. What can you do?
The only thing that I could figure that you could possibly do is put the freaking spikes.
I was thinking about that.
No, well,
but this is the thing.
The wrong way spikes.
They are too busy high drunk watching Insta video while driving.
As long as they're watching our show, I don't give a damn.
Yeah. Smell it at every country concert, but never done it. But you smell what?
Wait a minute, Leezy. I'm just going to call it now, man. If you've smelled it at shows you've been to, you've been high. Listen, it happened to me. Years ago, man, my friend got me tickets to see Robert Plant and Jimmy Page at the arena when the arena was still there.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't smoke anything, but when I got back on that Metro rail, I was toast. So
I bet.
If you've been smelling it at shows, you've been getting your contact high.
That's okay.
It is. Yeah. It's not your fault. It's in your face.
Yeah.
It's in your face. But yes, man, I definitely want to hear these revolutionary ideas coming out of the state of Connecticut.
So they are implementing a
you checked it out. What are they doing?
Way detection program. And what that is, the following were the risks that Hold on, let me read this. The following were the risk factors that were part of the evaluation: multiple off-ramps that meet the same location, wrong way event history, presence of businesses that serve alcohol within a half mile of the ramp, presence raised medium and guardrail separating the on and off ramps, and lack of sufficient highway illumination. Now, the illumination part I understand because there are lots of parts of the highways that the lights are out. All right. And haven't been repaired for years. And when you have bad weather, it makes the conditions even worse. So you just cannot always utilize the headlights, to see everything, which I got it. But the whole thing is still under survey, and approximately 100 locations are planned to be activated by the end of 2024. So whatever they're doing, is still ongoing, but maybe by New Year's 2025, I'll holler at you and let you know. But in the meantime, I just open my eyes and look. Hey, wrong way. Don't go there.
Just to be clear, man, I appreciate that massive dig of research you just pulled out.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say though is, in all honesty, I just heard you read me a whole shitload of nothing.
No, there's a lot of something. There's a lot of something, man.
A lot of something that's not gonna do a damn thing.
Yeah. I'm just gonna place all this stuff near places where they sell alcohol, and I'll be all right. Check the block. Vote for me again. I did something for you.
Goodness. I did something. That's politics right there. I did something.
You see how I learned these things?
Man, yep, you're right. You're right. I did something.
No.
That's gonna be the slogan right there. I did something.
I did something for you. Now do something for me. It's always been that way, man.
Man.
But anyways, guys, I enjoyed conversating with y'all.
No, man, it's good to see you again. It's been a
Seeing
while,
you
man.
again. I'm gonna tune in offline, and yeah, I'm interested to see what else is going on.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see where this night takes us.
Yeah, man.
Still young.
Take care, everyone.
Right,
take care, bro.
Thank
Good
you.
seeing you again. All right, man. You know what?
Oh,
I was gonna ask him a wrestling thing too. And he left. Damn it. Well, I'll ask you, Frank. Maybe you have as a little promotion for the HHW show. Can you fill me in? I saw it on Twitter, and now that he came on, I need some insight. What the hell's going on with Vince McMahon? What exactly is going on with the guy? Like,
I laugh because I'm sure you've heard what's going on with him, right?
So I understand, I guess, like the typical sexual assault accusation, but how many, how deep, how big is this?
They haven't said how many, how deep, or how big. Excuse me. But there is money involved too. So more
Money?
like your more like your buddy Trump. Also.
Oh, so another NDA?
Yeah, kind of, sort of,
Even though they first said they didn't do it, and then they said they did, and then they said they didn't, and then they said they did.
Yeah.
So this is all right. Then, in your opinion, do you feel, based on what you've heard, and I'm assuming you and the boys at HHW have done some research, do you feel this is a money grab situation, or is there some legitimacy to these claims?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. We don't really talk about that on our show.
Oh, no? Okay.
No, we're not going to sit there and talk about.
Well, it's wrestling news.
Yeah, but that's not what our show's about like that.
Oh, you talk about who came off the top rope and all that shit.
Yeah, in a sense. We kind of, no, we're not going to sit there and talk about that. But
this is important, though. This is Vince McMahon. I mean, he's in large part the reason why. Yes, he's out, but
he's sold the company.
He's a large part of why any of us are into it.
Oh, absolutely.
So you got to talk about the man. I mean, come on now. You got to talk about him. I don't know. I was curious.
you talk about depending on the show, right? If it's our show, yeah, we could talk about that. But when it comes down to the HHW show, we really don't sit and talk about that because at the end of the day, it's not that it's gossip news, but we're not there to gossip about the news. We there, we talk more about the storylines. We talk more about the 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 wrestling and our predictions and what we think is going to happen. We give our insights on. Sometimes we're on point, sometimes we're not on point. Then we take some storylines and we turn them into actual takeaway is what we call it. It's our takeaway,
Right.
right? What is it we take away from that segment? And it was
Hmm.
funny because on today's segment, you had Dominic Mysterio that has a relationship with somebody else with Rhea Ripley. She's out injured right now, and now he's been caught talking to some other girl, and she planted a. She's the new champion now. Rhea Ripley used to be the champion, and now she was caught. They were caught kissing together, and it's like, okay, so
Damn.
they're in a relationship here. What do you do here? Do you drop this altogether? Do you keep talking to this person? Is it correct? Is it right? Is it wrong? So that is what we kind of chimed in on. As our
Hmm.
way. You know,
I
so
see.
yeah,
All
I'm
right.
using like the wrestling drama. You know,
Well, Lizzie, I was just curious. I mean, I don't follow wrestling much nowadays like I used to, but I do remember. I see a lot of Vince McMahon news, and he's obviously someone that's been involved since I was interested in wrestling. And all I see about him is, sexual assault, this and that, and it's like, where's that going? How did that even start? And why now when the guy's like almost 80? Like, what happened here?
dude,
And so,
there's a lot of stuff on it. Again, I haven't really looked too heavy in it because I
mhm.
just don't want to.
Really? Okay. So who's in charge now?
Actually, it's the people from the UFC,
Dana White?
bro. We're gonna have problems in this house today.
Oh no. Folks,
Yeah,
the show has taken a turn. We are
yeah.
now knee deep in Frank's issues. So Frank,
I'm
since
not
we're
gonna talk about that.
oh
It's
come
just I'm no.
on.
I
Use
don't know.
code. Come up with creative words. Let's call it can of tuna and bowling ball. All right.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what happens when you touch my can of tuna. I'm gonna throw a bowling ball at it.
Now, as I understand it, you had put a protective layer on this can of tuna, and apparently, it is continued. The tampering of it is still ongoing.
Look, this is
Correct?
this is very simple, man. And if you're listening, because I know you have the link, leave my shit alone and stop touching it.
Damn. Direct orders.
When you listen, and now we're gonna talk respect. When you ask somebody nicely, hey, don't do this. Hey, don't do that. Hey, be respectful. Okay, you gotta respect other people that live with you, or just in general, right? You got to respect that because in this house there's two other individuals that live here. Okay, bottom line. I'm going to tell you once. I'm not going to tell you twice. The next time you're not going to touch it because at whatever time we finish on this show today, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm gonna get this box and I'm gonna go whack. Well, you know what? I can't touch it. I don't give a fuck if it comes out fucking crooked.
So I guess the question I have is,
No, not
is
yet.
it too hot? Is it too cold? Who's fighting what side of this battle?
It's too cold. I have it at 73 years old. I'm sorry. I have it at. He hasn't left yet. He hasn't.
You have it at 73 degrees.
Have it at 73 degrees.
All right. Now that's pretty damn cold, especially if we think about it. This is Florida. It's near summer. You can have it at 75. That shit ain't gonna turn off right now. So okay.
No, my house it turns off.
Oh, it does. So you got some good AC then.
I got good AC. The problem is this, okay. It's too cold for him. Okay. The problem is this, right? I live in a 2-story townhouse.
Right.
So the second floor is always hotter than the first.
It's
floor.
hotter, right?
But if you learn to sleep in your fucking room and not downstairs on a fucking chair, guess what?
It'll be hotter.
You'll be hotter. If you don't like how I have the AC, guess what? Go to your room. I'm not doing shit again. Because I know after this show, I'm going to go downstairs and he's going to be asleep on a fucking chair. Okay, look at this. Wow, I have mine at 71 at night. You see?
You guys are so lucky. I have to fight with 78 in this house.
Fucking blanket. Well, the thing is that this guy does have a blanket. He does have a blanket.
I gotta fight with 78 degrees here.
Look at that. I have mine at 69. That's a great number.
I'm jealous of all of you.
Menopause, hot flashes. I don't know, man. There we go. Huh? Oh, that's what you meant. Instead of a question mark. You know, I don't care if it's menopause or hot flashes. You know, come on. 78, I will die. I have it at 78 during the day when there's nobody supposed to be home. But when you start fucking with my AC, then I have a problem.
The Jeep Frank is coming out.
Listen, you know what? It's not going to come out because I'm doing things a lot different in life.
I'm finding my inner peace again.
Okay, I am. Believe it or not, I've between November to now, I've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4 books.
I actually saw you posted something on Facebook. I gave it a thumbs up. It was something very almost Buddha-like. It was very transformational type thing. I wish I could remember exactly what you.
Life has 2 paths. Which one you're gonna take?
Something like that. Yeah, and I was like, well, look at
I
this,
read it
man.
Did you not read the comments that were on it?
No, I normally I gave you the thumbs up. Like I liked what I read, and then I kind of move on. I don't delve into comments because they're other people's thoughts.
The comments were funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hold on. When did I post this? I posted it. There it goes. We all hold the power to choose our path, paving the way for personal growth and transformation.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a comment on there. Did your account get hacked? All right. And
people have no faith, Frank. You got to show them what's up.
You know, well, again, it's people that know me have known that I've been going through a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that the struggle has not been easy. And so when you start seeing the change that I've made, It's well, yeah, I know that. So so when you start seeing that struggle that I made or the changes
The
that I
changes you've
made,
made. Mm-hmm.
as far as my everyday life. Now, don't get me wrong. Does it mean that I have brief moments where fall backwards
Right.
because that happens. People are like, "What the hell? You're writing this?" Oh, you know, and it's just one of those things. And this is going to lead me into the other thing that I want to talk
Oh,
about.
the other topic you wanted to talk about.
And
Right.
it's funny why did that go off. But anyways, so I want to get into a little bit of what's depression like, in a
Okay.
sense. Not what it's like, but
What aspect of depression?
hold on.
Wait.
I'm all up in my brother's business. Someone has to make sure he's still standing.
Such a good sister.
Yeah, they've been great changes. They've been good changes.
Did you send Tinker some nice emails?
Huh?
Did you send Tinker some nice emails?
No, 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 no. You know, but Tinker's
So
aware of changes.
that's good, man. That's good. It's really good when people catch on and start to truly notice. Then the work you're putting into it is paying off. So kudos to you, man.
Oh no, for sure. Look, man, it's just one of those things that I know what I've had to do and how I've had to get things in order.
Yeah. No, hey, everybody's got to go through it. And we
Yeah.
all have different paths on how to get there, and they're not always easy. So you just keep doing
Oh
you,
no,
man.
no. But my next thing is going back to to what I want to get to was depression, right?
Right.
Obviously, nobody really knows what it looks like, because I could look at you and I see Carlos.
That's
You don't see
depressing.
what's well, yeah, you know what I mean, man. You don't
Hey,
see the person's
I can pick
inside.
on myself too. It's all good.
Yeah. So you don't see the person's insights.
Of
You see
course.
them, you
Hmm.
see the outside, and the outside they're holding it together, like
Right. Yeah,
hands down.
absolutely. Hmm. Yeah.
But on the inside they might be dying, and no one
True.
knows what goes through that person's mind. But
Exactly. Hmm.
my thing and on that is, when is it too much? When is it, you know, how much of a power does one have to be able to control it? What are and like, I know somebody that, and this is not me. I'm not saying somebody and
I
being a
have a
me.
friend who knows a friend. Right.
You
Mhm.
know, I have a friend that is on pills for depression,
Okay.
and it's one of those that they're like, yeah, I'm depressed all the time, so I take my pills, and it makes me happy or whatever. It gets, I guess, makes them focus on something else. And I'm like, how long have you been taking this? Well, a couple years. Hmm.
That's extensive. That's a lot.
And it's one of those. It's like, okay, so when is it too much? Are you going to be depressed your whole life and be on pills for your whole life? What?
Be surprised. Yeah.
Explain to me. I don't get it. I mean, if you guys in the comments know anything or think anything or have any comments, go ahead and share your comments, because I would love to hear this one. Because yeah, have I gone through my struggles? Yes, I have. Have I at one point, was I depressed in life? Probably. Did I resort to pills? No. And it's about how you get yourself out of it.
Right.
Not that I've gotten out everything clear and whatnot, but in my life, I know that when I've been at my worst, to me, my saying's always been, it can't get any worse. It could only get better. And every day is an extra step.
But you have a lot of factors to consider, though. You got uh, previous trauma that some people have not been able to um, negotiate with or deal with, reason with, find ways to just kind of take control of it. A lot of it, though, is also just pure hormonal and chemical imbalance. I mean, it's kind of frightening sometimes to think that a lot of our behavior is regulated by hormone secretion, you know, how basically what the brain lets out and when it lets it out, and is it letting it out at the right time, and stuff like that. And people who suffer from depression, they got things going on up here and chemicals that are being released that are not are not I guess efficient, for lack of a better term. And that's when you start dealing with people who need that kind of medicinal help, because them on their own naturally can't seem to regulate it. And I've never heard of a way to naturally regulate it to where it's fixed without the use of medicine. Now, I don't know if, I mean, I think to a certain degree, depression might even be genetic. So, like, if there's a history of depression in the family, there's going to continue to be offspring and, you know, generations going on that are going to suffer from it. So, I don't know. I think every case is different. I don't know who just said it, but it's true. Every case is different, but some of them do require that kind of, support, because they just can't help it. You do have people like that.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, for me, it's hard to understand it. Like, just not the support aspect, but just to to be on pills that long, to be so depressed your whole life, or or 4, 5, 6 years.
Right.
I think eventually you have to find a way to get over that hump. You have to, and obviously some people, and again, we go back to mental health, because depression is part of mental health. And I didn't understand it a lot, you know, before,
Right.
as to why someone will want to take their life. When I went through all my shit, I kind of, I understood it a lot more, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but at the
Yeah.
same time, I was like, I ain't gonna do that.
Easy
I'm
for
not.
you to
I'm not
say.
gonna be that statistic. That statistic.
Yeah, and it's easy
You know.
for you to say. You got people that like deal with those demons, and they just can't shake them no matter what. Those are the ones that eventually get to the point where they're like, you know what? I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of trying to establish some kind of emotional normalcy. Every day it's a battle with this, and I'm done. And then literally the answer they have is to just end it. And so um, it's really not as simple as just life experiences. I mean, there are conditions where people can't shake it. They can't
Yeah,
shake it.
that's the hard part for people.
It is. It
Like,
is. And so all you can do is be as supportive as you can to someone who's in that position where they've been taking pills for 5, 6, 7 years and probably will continue to. I believe my mom at some point was medicated for it. I think she stopped. So maybe it wasn't as severe for her, but there are others where it can get bad and stay bad. Stay bad.
yeah, no,
What was
it
that last
can.
comment? I didn't see that. I didn't see all of
Okay,
it.
wanting to take your life because of a trauma and planning out ways to take your life is very different.
Um, I'm not sure I agree with that. I mean, If you're wanting
Wanting
to,
to
then
take your
you're
life because of a
it-
trauma
yeah.
and planning out ways to take your life, it's very different. Okay, let's see.
I
Let's
think
break this down.
one usually involves the other. If I want to take my life, then I'm gonna plan out how
I
it's gonna
think what
happen.
she's meaning here is at the spur of the moment, right? Because I could say I want to kill myself and go ahead and bam, I kill myself off.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
the other is to go ahead and sit there and plan it.
Okay.
Okay, I
All
think
right.
that's what she meant there. It's hard to explain it.
Yeah.
Right? It is because what it is that they're both the same end result. Okay, the end result is you're taking your life,
Mm-hmm.
right? But one thing is like I said, to just sit there and say, you know what, I'm done with this. I can't do this no more. Bam.
Right.
The other one is like, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to kill myself? How should I do it like this? And I'll tell you, you have depending on what your depression is, you have that person that might be like, I want this person to suffer, the other person. Then dude, you could take this many different ways.
Why would you, when you say you want them to suffer, who are you talking about? So when you
Whoever's made
say,
you cause the pain. I mean,
I see.
again, it depends on which way you look at it and what the actual cause of the depression is. But again, to me, and depression is real. You
Mhm.
know, um, I just don't see why someone could is on medication for so long for it. I don't understand that. I don't get that. It's and again, that's just part of life.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, it
know,
is. It is hard to understand, but again, I think there are people who just naturally they don't have the means to regulate some stuff going on here, and they need that kind of help. Um, so all you can honestly do is just be as supportive as possible, and hopefully, as time goes on, they'll find ways, better and more effective ways to help people regulate hormone levels and things like that that can cause depression. But
yeah,
till then, right now, at least on that front that you're talking about right there, medicine is probably one of the best ways. The danger to medicine is the fact that our bodies tend to get used to it. And then when that happens, you got to start upping doses, and it becomes there's a struggle even with medicine. And that's why some people are just like, I'm tired of taking these pills. And then they
Well,
end up,
you know what it is that with pills in general,
Mhm.
there's always a side effect somewhere.
Right, right. I
You
mean, not
know,
to
like
everybody, but it can happen.
right.
You
I
hear
mean,
it in the commercials, they last like a
those
minute.
no, I mean, there's side effects, and then there's prolonged effects of taking X amount of pills for so long.
Right.
You
Okay.
know,
Hmm.
and like I hate drinking pills. I try not to drink pills unless I really have to. You know, and it's one of those where like my because I'm a type 2 diabetic and I have high blood pressure, but it's all controlled on my weight.
I didn't know that.
So you know now.
I didn't know.
But
Yeah. Okay.
but this is the thing. I haven't
Mm.
touched a high blood pressure pill in over a year and a half.
Yeah. Okay. I know that
Why?
type 2 diabetes can be controlled if you start doing the things you're supposed to. It's not like type 1.
Right.
My
Type
dad
2
had type
is
1, I think.
right. My mom's a type 1.
Hmm.
Type 2 is where like, hey, watch yourself because if you don't, you could end up being a type 1. And it's
Right.
all about changing your eating habits, changing a lifestyle. I mean, I'm not gonna say that, hey, I see a piece of cake and there's times where I'm gonna go for it because I have that natural sweet tooth, okay? So it's yes, Frank, that's what I mean, but not the same result. Having a bad day and saying I want to kill myself is differently than actually taking steps of freedom. Right. So I was kind of on the right point with him. So But when you control that weight loss or that weight, everything is controlled.
Right.
So I forget my frame of thought. I lost it there, but we were at type 2. The difference is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was controlled by, with the type 2, I control mine by my weight. If I'm weighing over 205 pounds, 210 pounds, that's it. I'm done. I'm out of whack. So I try to stay below 200 pounds.
That's good. Smart.
I've been below two, but this is a crazy thing. I've been below 200 pounds for the past 6 months.
Nice.
It took me forever to get there. When I started the intermediate fasting.
Oh, nice. Okay. I used to do that.
I went, bam.
Nice. Very nice, man. That's hard. Yeah, that's hard.
Control how you feel.
How tall are you again?
I've been saying
5'9", 5'10".
I'm like about 5'11", more or less. I think something like that.
I know you've always been a little bit shorter than me, but
I'm like 5'10", 5'11".
Okay, yeah. Wow. So yeah, 190, 195 is great, especially at this age. Especially at this age.
At one point, I got all the way down to 180, so it was kind of good.
Good deal, man. Yeah, man. So whoever it is you're concerned about, all you can honestly do is just continue to be supportive and make sure you're always there when they need, because sometimes the emotions of depression, they'll come in, they may not even have an explanation as to why they feel that way. They just do. And you got to be watchful, mindful, and supportive. And that's usually the best thing you can do as they battle through it, especially if they're longtime medicinal takers, because they're in a situation where there's just not much regulation going on up here. And they feel depressed because it could be just because it's Tuesday. Who knows? They may not even know. A lot of time they can't even explain it.
Yeah. All right. I think she found this somewhere, because I don't think she sat and wrote it. She did a copy paste, I think. But depression disorder or depression is a common mental health condition that can happen to anyone.
Right.
It's characterized by a low mood or loss of pleasure or interest in activities for long periods of time. This is different from regular mood changes and feelings about everyday life. Yeah, you see, I was right.
Yes, I looked online. And what?
Yeah, exactly. I sent my brother the link to the show. I sent him
of all the days for him not to be here.
I sent him a text message. Okay, and that son of a trucker didn't show up.
Unbelievable. This was like his day to shine. He could have tell him, if you talk to him, Carlos says you missed out on a big opportunity, man.
I think
today
you
was
might talk to him before I do.
Really? How?
Because
I don't have his number.
I don't call his number.
I don't have any way of reaching out. Well, maybe on Facebook, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh man, he missed out. Wow. Oh well. It is what it is. Is what it is. Is what it is. Did you ever hear back from your cousin or no?
No, she didn't get a hold of me either.
She didn't get a hold of you either? Everyone's asleep at the wheel, man. We were supposed to be on yesterday. That's what happened.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Oh, Lisi.
It's okay. You would not liked it. It was politics.
It was politics. But however, Lisi, today it's warranted. Today, a lot has happened today that really it's stuff that has never been in any of our history books. And today was definitely worth a good conversation about what's happening, what's going on, and how it's going to affect us going forward. So it wasn't just about hating and this guy's an idiot and whatnot. Things happened today. So I don't know. But Yeah, we've already hashed that out. We had our discussions on that. So, oh man. Well, yeah, I really hope everything's good. Good with your friend. And I hope that just keep doing what you're doing, Frank.
Oh, of course.
Keep doing what you're doing, man.
There's nothing else to be done. It is what it is.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, have you been doing any research on some of the other sites and things or no? Oh, wait a minute. I'm disgusted with the judicial system. Wow.
Yes, it was about Trump.
Is this? Yes. Yes. Oh, wait. So is she saying that she's disgusted with the judicial system because of what happened to Trump? Or she's just disgusted in general? Or both?
I don't know.
She'll let us know. I'm telling you, man.
Hold on. Hey, Liz, are you working right now? Watch. We just might bring her on. Watch.
Wow, to have her on the show, man. She might experience trauma. She'll be like, wait a minute, I'm in the same space with Carlos again. I remember the last time I felt this way. I need to go.
We'll see. If she's working and typing for her sucks, I might bring her on, and I'm gonna see if I add her show to the live stream one.
I don't think I've ever asked, but working at this time of night, like, where does she work?
At home.
Oh, okay, just running business. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, same thing for me sometimes.
No, but I'm in PJs already. Okay, forget it. I take it on. I'm saying I would have sent you the link to get on, but forget that. No one wants to see you in PJs. You're good. You're good. You know? No, but I haven't really looked at anything.
Damn.
So.
Wow. Frank just became a bus driver. That's messed up.
Why?
No one wants to see you at the beach.
Hey man, you know, there's nothing wrong with speaking your real.
Coño. I get it. It's just that delivery. That's where delivery matters.
Yeah, that's what delivery matters. Oh man, that's crazy.
Man. So outside of that, the week has actually been kind of calm, I guess, with the exception. Oh. Wow. All right. Yeah. No, today's ruling was absolute garbage, but I called it. I expected it. I talked about that on my first little Scatterbrain episode. That I said, you know, anybody who thinks that you're even going to get some kind of hung jury from here, don't get your hopes up. This trial was set where it was set and carried out the way it was carried out.
No.
For one specific purpose, and it was this.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on. Because you just said something that kind of the trial was set where it was set.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. Where did the crime happen? The alleged one at this point it's not alleged. Where did the crime happen?
It happened in New York.
Okay. So do you think that the trial should not have been held in New York?
I believe the problem is that the crime, if I understand correctly, the origins of the crime are federal. All right. So this, when you have federal rulings, different rules apply. They purposely grabbed a state ruling and tried to basically melt it into the federal crime, so that the crime itself can be tried as a state crime and not a federal crime. Because when you have a state crime, the federal government can't get involved. I mean, dude, this was meticulously planned, and it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, you're trying to basically, the charge was the hush money payment was filed indirectly as a campaign finance problem. But but he's running for president, so it's a federal thing. So why did it become a state trial? Just a lot of just what's the word? Somersaulting and gymnastics to get it to where it was, Frank. Yeah. in large part, the reason where it was where it occurred and how it occurred was because of a bunch of legal gymnastics. And so once you have these things go to the state level, federal government can't really get involved. So a lot of federal rules don't apply, which kind of hampers his position. Yeah, this was deliberate. This was deliberate from the get-go. And so Lisi's right. The way this was done, everybody can smell the bullshit. Everyone can smell it. Everyone. But he can't. I'm not sure if this can ever make it to the Supreme Court because it's a state issue. I don't see why not, but there's just more hurdles involved because
They'll
this
have
was
to
in
make
New
it
York.
to the state Supreme Court, not the federal.
Ah, exactly. Okay. So yes, and this is why it was done that way. To keep all the federal nonsense out of it.
Yeah, I'm kind of skimming through it to see where it says it's federal, but it's not saying it's federal.
No, they made it state. They made it state and they deliberately did that. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I don't even know how much power Trump is going to have in appeals. I mean, he's going to appeal to New York.
But you know what, man? I'm going to say it like this, and I don't give a damn who wants to knock me on it. Now, this is allegedly that he had sex with Stormy Daniels and he paid her off to keep her mouth shut. Correct?
That seems to be the allegation, even though she did it. She said it didn't happen. Okay, fine. Let's
hold on. She said it did not happen?
Yeah, she even signed it.
Okay, no. She signed that back then.
Okay.
Hold on. She signed that back then. 11, 12, 14 years old. Whenever
right.
it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But now she's coming out and saying that, hey, yes, we did. And she came out and said it, yes, he did. In what year? When did she come out and say that they did?
Well, this was still years ago, before the election. So part of the
that was when he paid her before the election.
So apparently Cohen paid her, but yes, right. No, this was before the election. So the incident was before the election. Right. The hush money issues happened toward the end of the election because they didn't want that story to come out.
In 2016.
Right. Or so, yeah. I guess that's when the conversations were happening.
Right. And then I remember hearing about this while he was president.
Right. And then the payment occurred after the election. So either way, though, I mean, a simple campaign finance law to where we are today never happened. Never happened. And no one's ever been taken to court for it.
I mean, I think that number one, my opinion, yeah, okay, they had sex. Okay.
I wouldn't put it past him. That's what he used to do.
Okay, right. But I also think that in his defense towards her, or just her in general, well, honey, you're a hoe. So you're gonna take the money now, and then you're gonna try to receive more money later, or what are you doing? Why is it that now you come about, okay, years later, and you make a bigger deal than what it is? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, fine. He had an affair. You were gonna oust him. He didn't want to get caught, so he paid you off. And you said, "Fine." What happened? The money ran out, and you became a little dirty hoe because the money ran out. Do you really have to sit there and and take more money because that's what you wanted?
Extortion.
Okay.
That's
No,
essentially
no, it's not. Hello, she's saying it's hello, Monica Lewinsky all over again.
Not Lewinsky, but what was the other woman? Paula Jones. She's the one that got paid like 800 some odd grand by Bill Clinton to keep her mouth shut. And everybody knows
Monica
this.
Lewinsky. Hold on, Monica
Lewinsky got caught because it was her dress.
Listen, Monica Lewinsky had a mouthful. All right, so you could have shut her mouth up.
Damn.
So easy. You just waddled. All right. But look, man, this goes back to the craptoids. And I've been saying this for forever. Okay, why is it? And we could use
the
what's
blue
this
dress.
guy? What was this guy's name?
What guy?
Bill Cosby.
Oh my God, Cosby.
Is Bill Cosby alive still or no?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Okay.
And he's out of jail, I think.
But you could use Bill Cosby as an example. All right. These actors. And I don't know, and I might be wrong, but the actors that he was having sex with were of age, correct?
Yeah, his issue was drugging them.
Okay, so he drugged them. Okay, so
right.
He drugged them, and then 20 years go by, and now is when you want to make a claim?
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of...
That is the things that I don't understand. Okay? If it's wrong now, why wasn't it wrong before?
Good question. I mean, that's something that always comes up, that these allegations tend to come out years later. And in my opinion, they always seem to come out around elections. And so I don't know. I mean, there's always the talk of, oh, the shame that the victims feel, and they don't want to be embarrassed or humiliated, which I get. And I'm okay with claims coming out years later if they need to, for whatever reason. What does irk me, though, is the constant timing of it. It's always close to an election. At least, I don't want to say always, but the majority of the time, it's always close to an election or close to some kind of nomination, like Kavanaugh. That ordeal, that load of crap. I mean, this is an incident that occurred when he was, 16, that he was accused of, and it shows up right at his hearing. Like, come on. Were you kidding? And then politicians the same way. I mean, the election's in November, right? Sometime around June, that's when the names start coming out. Oh, so-and-so accuses Frank of XYZ. July rolls around. 2 more people have come forward regarding Frank and his behavior. Then, and the months come in and more accusations, but it's always right before an election. That's the part that bothers me. Like, come on, man. Now. So, I don't know. And I think the problem is that for those that are genuinely trying to address that kind of situation, they get lumped into the common thought of this is bullshit, even though it's not. It's like like the people who hold signs at the medians asking for money. Some of them might legitimately need money. Me personally, I don't trust any of them, which is a shame because some of them may need help. But I'm like, nah, man, you're gonna take my money and buy the next bag of powder or 6-pack of whatever.
I would. I've done 2 things. Okay, I saw a guy once holding up a sign that read, "Please help. I have a family."
Right.
But in reality, I want a beer.
Literally, it said that.
Yes.
At least
I
he was
gave the
honest.
guy. I gave the guy $5. I'm like, you know
You
what,
g-
man? Go buy your beer.
Go
You
buy
deserve
yourself
it.
a beer.
But this is the last $5 you'll ever get out of me.
Wow, it's awful nice of you.
And I did that just because I found it hilarious, and the guy was real honest. Okay, I don't know how much money he got that day, but I saw that, and I was like, "All right, you deserve it. You
I'll
won
give
me
it
over
to
here.
him.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. You won me. You know."
You
And then
won.
and then on the flip side, I gave some guy money once, and a day later, I saw him in completely different clothes, really nice clothes, at
Right.
a fucking Taco Bell, like super nice clothes and all fucking fixed up. I was like, "Mira, maite." And then I saw him back in the same corner a couple days later. So go figure. You know.
Wow, man, that's kind of that's kind of interesting. I have to say, you literally just went out of your way, did it, knowing full well it was going to go to his
Yeah.
alcoholic habits. But hey, you know, more
Hey
power
man,
to
look,
you, man. That's pretty
sometimes you
awesome.
gotta give. Sometimes you gotta give into the habits. You know. And sometimes you don't. And
Yeah,
again, when you tell me, hey, it's you know, it's when you tell me the truth, then you know what, then I'm okay with that. You know, but
that's
don't
good. I
sit
guess
here.
that's an honorable way to look at it. I mean, you know, if you want to contribute to the man's drinkage, then cool. Go for it. That's fine. That's your choice. I personally I've never, maybe put it this way. I don't think I've ever come across anyone that honest. Therefore, I, I just don't. I don't. And it bothers me because I know every now and then I sit there and wonder maybe they did need it, but I'm like, I don't trust any of them. Don't trust
You see, look, my sister
panhandlers.
puts it right. I gave money to a guy and saw him cross the street and walk into a liquor store. So now I buy food.
Ah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
That's another way. Hey, listen, I had a guy that was asking me for money. And at the time, I was working at a for a staffing agency as a salesperson for them.
Right.
So I gave him my business card. I go, here, I'll put you to work, or I'll put
Okay.
you to work tomorrow. Guess what? I
He
never heard from the guy again.
never heard from him again. Didn't get a
Nope,
job either.
nope. So
Yeah, I've heard of scenarios like that where you offer them jobs and they don't take the job, they don't go for the job.
yeah, for
Um
sure.
yeah, man. It's tough. I again, I just no faith. No
I hear
faith
you,
in
man.
him.
I hear you.
So,
But hey, man, I think today's
been a good show, man.
been a good
I
show.
think
We spoke about Trump for freaking almost a whole hour.
worthy conversation, man, and there's a lot more to come, I'm sure. So, we'll have to keep an eye on the situation. Again, we're in uncharted waters right now, man. This is all brand new. All brand new. I'd like to see how the politics are going to be going forward. There's going to be a Biden speech now that which was already planned in relation to this verdict. So I'd like to see where that goes and how the country's sentiment is going to progress as we move on with this. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
I want to see where we're headed. I
War.
want to see if we actually could have a decent government one of these days. I want to see how we could. I got an email from Trump. You're such a liar.
She probably did.
She got an email from Trump saying what? Please share that one.
Liz, you're the greatest. I've always loved your work.
But
donate to my campaign. I promise you, be the best donation you've ever made.
I think this country is headed for tougher times, regardless of who comes out as president.
Mm.
I think we're just in deep shit.
Well, I do think to your point though, man, as long as we pay, and again, I'm not insinuating anything regarding who you should vote for, but I think it's imperative that all of us pay very close attention to who's running what. And back to what Ovi said earlier, even at the bottom, all of that matters. And so if you're truly concerned about how things are going, pay attention to who you're voting for. Stop voting for the familiar name, because there's a lot of that nonsense. You got a lot of lazy ass people like, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's been there forever. Vote him in. And he's done nothing but trash work. Or that woman. Whatever. So yeah, man, to your point, Frank, people just really need to pay attention as we head to November. Go on, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. My sister said, yes, check your email. Oh, well, I didn't get an email from him. I know I didn't.
I probably did too.
Because I don't follow the Republican Party.
Well, I'm sure everybody, both the Biden campaign and the Trump campaign, as soon as his verdict went out, emails just started flying out for donations because of problem X that just occurred. And so I'm sure.
Nah, I don't got it. I'm good. But anyways, I don't have it, and I'm good not having it. I really don't give a damn. But look.
Insensitive bastard.
Thank you to Ovi from the HHW show for coming out. You gave a lot of insights. We spoke Trump. We spoke move over laws.
Yeah, and road improvement laws.
Road improvement laws.
To stop wrong way drivers.
Hey, but that's just for real, man.
I know the problem is real. I just don't see a remedy for it. But let's see what Connecticut comes up with.
We spoke a little bit about mental health,
mm-hmm.
What depression is, what it looks like, and in reality, it looks like me, it looks like Carlos, it looks like you, it looks like whoever you want it to look like. Nobody knows what inner battles that you're fighting inside.
True.
So with that being said, and speaking it real, just treat everybody better.
Be nice to people.
Be nice.
Be nice.
You never know.
Little kindness goes a long way.
Exactly. You never know what battles people are fighting. So,
Amen.
That's us today signing off. Come join us next week. We'll probably be back to our regular schedule on Wednesday. And thank you all for the comments. And
Appreciate everybody who joined in. Thank you.
We'll catch you guys next week.
Adios.
Thank you for watching. Speaking with You is brought to you by Clovercrest Media. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcast. See you next week.